Bienvenido, welcome, I'm Oni Boi, your favorite hobby tourist. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Hello, Alan and Warden. I see you're both in here. Always a pleasure to have you guys in here. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. How have you guys been? I want to see those 3 emojis. For anyone who doesn't know, I want to see 3 emojis describing how your day's been. Maybe something you're excited about, something you did recently, you know, like maybe something you're gonna do soon. I don't know. So I would love to see those. For me, you know, I had like I said, I've been a little off. Not saying I'm like low energy, but I am like lower than normal. A lot of times I'm a little more motivated, I would say, to like work on my own stuff. I was actually like working a little bit earlier on my phone. I was like doing some work. Like office work, but now I'm like, okay, now I get to hang out with you guys. We get to chat about games and whatnot. Let's say DK, I don't know. I mean, that's all good, Warden. If that's how you're feeling, that's how you're feeling. Like I said, I just am curious what you guys what's been up, what's up with you guys, what you been doing, anything fun, nice. Today we're gonna do some TCG stuff, so we're gonna be talking about game design, which I'm actually really excited about this one because we're gonna design a nightmare, which is like the whole gist of the game. That's like the unique thing about this, which is about like designing a boss, you know. So I already have in mind, Bingo was actually the one who gave me the idea. She was like, oh, you should do like a vampire. I was like, oh yes, it's up 2 times. Sorry, oops. Yeah, no worries, Alan. Like I said, so I was thinking like a vampire. That's what we're going with this direction, right? So off the bat, it's going to be different. The nightmares are a little different. Crystal Golem, what's the Crystal Golem, Warden? So like I said, off the bat, we're going a little different, right? You see the hero cards. I guess let's go over the hero cards first, just so you get the gist if you don't remember what the gist of this game is. You know, like I said, this is like a good way of thinking how games work in general. You could translate this into any kind of game. So this is a 2v2 game. Well, 2v2 VE, right? You're like, wait, what's the E? So it's 2 players versus an environment, right? So the way it works, each player would have 2 league members or heroes or whatever you want to call them. Doesn't really matter. Whatever the setting is for your own game, right? So I have here just like Gires and Alice. And then each character will have a buff, like, and then a gear. And then same thing on the other side. Yeah, PvPvE, exactly. Versus environment or enemy. Really depends. Sometimes they call it enemy, sometimes they call it environment. So the way it works, the nightmare is the goal in the game. It is a race to who defeats the boss, the nightmare. So at the same time, I don't want it that the player would be able to defeat it by themselves. So if you were like just player versus E, you would lose. That's just like the way the game works. The fragments, which are kind of like minions, think of it in that way in a boss fight. So the way it works, these things assist the nightmare. So you have to get rid of the fragments before getting to the nightmare. So the point of the game is both you guys will fight against the nightmare simultaneously, but you're also trying to make sure that the other team does not defeat the nightmare. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be designing a nightmare. Warden, guess what? My favorite 2 games. You know, I've told you, Warden, I don't know anything about Roblox. I have no clue. I've never played it. I think I tried it once and it wasn't for me. Hey, Brayden, welcome in. I was literally just talking about this game that I'm making. It is Lucid League. Rivals and MM. Yeah, see, like, I don't know what those are. Like, I know Rivals. You're talking like Rivals, Marvel Rivals? Is it like a copy of that? Is that what it is, Warden? Because I have no clue. I've never played. Hello, Mr. Ghost. Today we're working on nightmares. I'm going to talk about boss design, right? And this works with like any kind of game. That's the whole point of it. No, it's not. Oh, okay. Like, it's like I have no clue. I've never played Roblox, so I have no clue, Warden. But no, like I was saying, I was going to talk about boss design. right? Which I think you're pretty interested in that one, Mr. Ghost. I have a drawing to show you. Ooh, please do. So like so for this one, I was thinking like we got to go with the first one ever, right? This is gonna be the very first nightmare. This is kind of like a intro to the game, how it's gonna work, you know. So we got 5. I'll show you. Oops, should hide that. So we have 5 different heroes, you know. So I think that's gonna be a really nice setup for the heroes. It's nice and different. So I'll go over them all just so you get the gist. Can you yeah, Word, I don't play Roblox. I'm not gonna be looking it up. Hello Golden. Hello. I'm just like going an overview about the game, the Lucid League, and then we're gonna start designing a nightmare. The whole point of this game. Haven't been here for a while. No worries. I get it. You gotta do you. You know, like I'm doing things on the weekends too. Yeah, no worries, Warden. You know, if the TCG, if the game design stuff's not for you, you don't have to force yourself. I know you're more into the doodle ones and the gaming ones a little bit more. You know, like you're not into the devlog one, the dev talks, which is not a big deal. You don't have to feel obligated to hang out. Where'd Ghost go? Ghost right there. You could see it now. Ooh, I'll check that out in a brief moment. All right, I will check it out in a little moment. Mr. Ghost, I want to do like a little overview of all the characters we've built. Right, so we got Yuki, a sweet treats. That's like her faction. Think of it that way. She's a tactician. So off the bat, you're thinking, okay, so she is like very tactical play, you know? So her whole thing is that she starts out with a ton of energy or actions, whatever you want to call it, you know, or mana, depending on whatever game you're thinking. She starts out with a lot. Really? Oh, thank you. So she starts out with 3, and then she goes down as you play. Her passive ability, Glacial Command. When this card takes melee damage, that's what the little fist is. There's like a little boxing glove. When she takes melee damage, the attacker loses 1 speed until the end of their next turn. You're probably thinking, okay, well, I mean, what's the point of that? Well, if you let her get hit, you're slowing down the other opponents so that maybe your partner will be able to outspeed them. So if there's like a speed tie or something like that, because here's the speed right here, 1, she's really slow. I ended up changing it because people didn't understand it the other way. It's more intuitive, higher numbers, faster, lower numbers are gonna be slower. I was like, okay, that makes sense. So she is not extremely bulky, but she could take a little bit of a hit. Very nice, Mr. Ghost. I know, you've been growing. Congrats, like seriously, I've been getting a few people. Okay, so off the bat, like I said, she has a range. You can see it was like a little target, right? She is a range 3, so it's like off the bat, she could do 6 damage, which you could tell compared to her health. She's decent health, so you could take over half of like someone's health off the bat. So it's pretty good. You know, if you want to go after fragments, or if you want to go after another team. And then here's the Minty Wall is with a 2-turn action. That one's remove 1 action from an LM. So you're able to mess with the other team. You're not able to use it on fragments or on the nightmare, but you're able to mess with the opposite team, which I think is like a fun, very, like I said, tactical. You know, so if you're making your own game, like Mr. Ghost, you're making an RPG, this is actually a really good example of someone who has like zone control or action control. That's better yet, not zone control, because zone control something else. But very much control over the other player's actions. So let's jump over here into Meadow, the musical hero. He's a lullaby type. You mean Echoes of Infinite? Ooh, that sounds interesting. But no, so he's a lullaby hero, lullaby type. That's my game. Oh, I didn't know the name of the. That's a cool name. I like it. Echoes of the Infinite. That's a cool name. I like it. So this one actually starts with one action off the bat. So it's not too bad. I mean, I guess I'm gonna go to me. Wait. Yeah, no worries. Like I said, no worries, Warden. If you're not into the dev stuff, you don't have to force yourself. I will slowly. I'm gonna start separating them more. You know, different channels will have like different things. I want to do like the gaming channel. I already started the Oni Boi XZ. That one eventually will become the gaming channel. You know, I only have, I think it's like 40 subs on that one. So once it gets enough to where I can start streaming on that one, I'll switch over the gaming to that one. And then Delirium Plus will be the one for the design stuff, my game, the design stuff. And then I'll probably do like a doodle one later on too. I'll split that up. But then, okay, so like I was going over again, the Meadow, the musical hero. So the speed is a little faster than Yuki. Yuki's only a 1, so he's like 3. So it's like, okay, so he's a decent amount faster. Oh, nice. I'm gonna have to check that out in a little bit. I just want to say, I want to go an overview, and then I want to check the Discord. So he's a little lighter, not as bulky as Yuki, but he is definitely faster. So echoed notes. If this card deals damage, add +1 to attack power next turn for 1 turn. You know, so like this guy, his whole thing is about momentum. You know, like it's like thinking like combo attacker. So if you're thinking in your own game, a character that gets a buff for doing damage or doing actions, like if this happens, this other thing happens. Think of it like that. Like you get a buff for doing this. So maybe they don't start strong, but they build up as you play. So for this is a pulse hit, it's a 1, 2, and then True Harmony, it's a 2, 3. So for that one, the True Harmony, if this card hasn't taken damage this turn, gain Omni. So it's like you're able to do range. So for here, it's like you could do close range only, but if they haven't taken damage, maybe you're in the back. For 1 turn, you put him in the back. He hasn't taken any hits. Now he's able to, like, kind of like the idea is that he's able to wind it up and then hit around his ally. Where before he couldn't. Before he was only able to go 1 space in front. Because there is zoning in this game, like positioning. Think of it that way. I don't know if your game exactly has positioning, but it is like kind of like a two-way, you know, melee to range. Where like if you're making more of an action adventure game or just an action game, this actually helps you a lot. Thinking of it in that way. So let's jump over into Kides, the Toy Box Brawler. She is going to be a rush down character. You know, she's like the very speedy one. She's 5 speed, so very fast. She is probably she's like the lowest health out of everybody. So it's a good example of the lower end of health. So she actually she has 0 actions because she is so fast. So I was like, well, no, like she's jumping in before she could even wind up for a hit. So she has a 1/1. It's a Nova Blast, very weak. Yeah, very much. More like a glass dagger if you really want to go into it golden. So her ability is breaking point. When this card drops to 4 HP or lower, it gains a +2 to attack power. So she actually builds up a lot of strength. She hits a lot higher. So instead of doing a 1/1, she does a 1/3, or she does over here an 8, which is pretty cool. And then, so for her, she needs 3 energy for the Nova Dash. So if you notice, it's a range attack, but then move this card to the front zone. So you have to be back, and then you swap into the front. Like the concept is like she's winding up. It's a melee hit, but she has to be far away. Alan with the running. I don't know what that hand is. And the laughing. Yeah, I don't know what the hand is. But yeah, so she's very much like a glass dagger, glass cannon, whatever you want to call it. And then let's jump down into Alice the Wonder. So she also takes a little bit to wind up. She's gonna start with a 0 actions. And then she is middle speed, she's a 3. So she's not like super fast. She's she's a lot tankier than everyone else, so she's a 12. Oh, Mr. Ghost, you're still waiting for the package I'm getting. That is insane. I have no clue what's going on with them. I checked it the other day and it was still in transit. So with her, she's a doodle. So she's gonna they're like, because this is all like a dream world. So she's like a drawing. She's supposed to be a drawing. She's gonna look. I'm gonna change all their art. Obviously, these are just like kind of like lay-in old art that I have, and I was like, it's kind of the concept. Might as well put them in. A lot of the doodles will be probably in this section. But yes, she's a doodle wrestler, which I think is gonna be really fun. So her whole thing is about zone control, what I was talking about before. The front lane, the back lane. So her thing is the Wonder Whiplash. When this card deals damage to an LM, they are locked in their zone until the next turn. So if you hit them, they're not allowed to move, right? Unless if there's like a card that allows you to move. But like you're not able to take your turn to move your character. So let's say I hit somebody in the front, you have a Kides in the front. I hit you, now you're like, oh, I can't pull her back. You know, or maybe you have a Yuki, you can't pull her in the back anymore. So that's that concept with her. So she's a 1/2 and a 2/2, but the 2/2 is move damage LM to the other zone. So it's like a pushback. So if I do that one, I hit them and then I push them back, they're not able to swap places. You know, so which I think will be really fun and kind of annoying playing against Alice because she's all about zone control. She doesn't hit very hard if you notice, she's only a 2/2, which is pretty weak. But it's all about like, well, no, I get to control if you're in the front or if you're in the back. And then last but not least, we have Starling, the Starling. I'm probably going to change the name. I like the class of being Starling. Originally it was like Starlight, but I think Starling sounds cuter. So for now, Starling the Starling, a healer type. This one actually starts with one action. So it's not like it doesn't need that much warm up, but a little bit, right? It's still slow. It's only a 2, but it has 11 health. So it's pretty bulky, right? It's not as bulky as Alice, but it's definitely on the bulky side. So this one is orbital healing. It's a +2 HP to allies and this card at the start of the game. So instead of being 11/11, this one becomes a 13. This guy? That's funny. Wait, which guy? This guy? You think this guy's like a me from another universe? That's funny. But yeah, he's a little star dude. So obviously you can tell he's an omni attack, so it's like melee and range. It's a 1/1. It's not an attacker. Definitely not an attacker. You're not gonna be like hitting people with this guy. That's not his thing. And then it's gonna be a 2/0. You're like, okay, so 2 energy for 0 damage. But that's not the thing. What it does is +3 to HP to any target. So if you're aiming at yourself or your allies, you're gonna be able to heal them. And Alan, I thought you weren't using the name I made. You said for now, but I thought it was the other one. No. I said I didn't like that. Like I liked it more for the type, like the faction. You know, Alan, because I said I didn't. For now, I'm using Starling, but this part I do like Starling as like instead of calling, I don't know, let's say like a vampire. So instead of a vampire, it's called a Starling. That's like an example of something, right? Yeah. So like the name will be different. It'll be, I don't know, Philip the Starling. You know, I'm just using a random name, or Alan the Starling, or Ghost the Starling. But yeah, so this guy's all about the healing, right? So we got 5 different types. I feel like it's a nice balance, right? There's a little bit of everything. You got the rush down, you got the grappler, you got the zoning, you got this like combo fighter guy, and then you got a healer. I think it's a nice balance, right? And now what I really want to do is go into the concept of a nightmare, right? This is the point of the game is to go against a nightmare, something a lot stronger off the bat. It's going to be, actually, no, hold up. Before I jump in, I want to look at the Discord because I know you guys sent me a few things. So I want to look at that before we jump in. So I'm going to look at that. Let's see. Alan, my friend says I don't do anything cool. Wait, till they know I made a type for a famous game? I mean, you never know. This might be famous. Ooh, let's see, Mr. Ghost. Oh, very nice. The pyro. All right. Wait, what is that on the ground? What's the thing on the ground, Mr. Ghost? I don't know. I don't know what that is. The thing with the thing, it has like teeth. It definitely has teeth, but what is that? It looks like a weird monster or something like a slime thing. Just drill my math teacher. Oh, that's funny. And then, oh wow, that looks, what is that? It's from a, oh, okay. I've never seen that one. I've never seen that creature. It's cool though. Like, I'm just like, what is that? I played TF2, but like years ago. You know what I'm talking? I'm talking like when it came out, I played that when it was on like the orange box. I don't even know if you know what that is. Do you even know what that is? It's a bread monster? That's adorable. I love that. That's cool though. I like this. This is a good piece. Like, not even joking, you did a great job. Okay, so let's jump in. Like I said, I want to jump in to the concept of a nightmare, right? In this game. So off the bat, the nightmares will be very different if you didn't notice. So nightmares are, instead of being a portrait, they're landscape, right? So we're gonna go into messing with that concept, right? Okay. Actually, hold up. Let me make that bigger. And I could probably just do this. I'm not using like, we haven't designed the card yet. You know, I'm just like throwing it out. Just to get it nice and messy. You don't, actually, you know what, hold it. Just to make sure it's extra messy, I'm gonna go with my favorite brush, the oil brush. Yeah. Brayden, you switched over to Twitch. It's very nice. What happened? Was YouTube messy with you? I mean, it's fine if it was. I don't mind you switching over. I was just like, hey. I don't get too many people on Twitch, if I'm being honest. I mean, I get a few. It is nice to see people saying hey to me on the Twitch. But I don't get too many. You know, let me think. I get a few. I get like looking at like 34 followers. I really got into art. I mean, I love it. You're doing great, Mr. Ghost. I was starting to have problems. Yeah, I know. YouTube has been having issues, especially lately. From what I heard, it's like there's some stuff going on with them, like with the planets and stuff. So they are having issues. I heard like some things are having issues, like electrical issues. I'm like, okay. Mr. Ghost, did you know I can't stream on Xbox on YouTube? Wait. Why not? I didn't know that. Why? Is there any particular reason for that? Okay, so for this, I'm thinking, right? So we'll have this. Obviously, we'll have the corner things. So these are going to be damage only on Twitch. Oh, that is odd. Okay, so for these things, if you're curious, the way it's going to work, the boss is going to rotate around, right? The boss rotates around every turn. It rotates. And then whatever the damage is facing, whatever the number is whatever damage is dealing to you. That is really bizarre. That is a fail on Xbox. Not even, like, Xbox as a company is not smart. That is so bad. Nice. You know, see, like I said, I tried it once. I tried Fortnite once years ago with my friends, and it was kind of like, what, I didn't feel like it was anything special. That is interesting. You could post videos but not stream. Okay, let's go into, so just like as an example, let's do like one, right? It's one there. We'll do, oh no, actually, hold up. Right, it should be like this because that's how I have it. 1, 1, 1. So whatever you see, right? Let's say you're the player. You're player. So whatever the player sees is the damage they take. You know what I mean? So it will be rotating around. Obviously, like, I guess I should probably do different ones. So we'll make these ones 1 1, and then we'll do like this one as a 2, and do that one as a 2, just as like a reference. So this will rotate around. So turn 1. What do you mean? If you're, well, I mean, if you're Mr. Ghost, come on, are you gonna be playing a TCG if you can't see? A lot of game, like, you know, that's kind of like, that is one of those things. You're not gonna be playing a TCG. You could, you really could. I know there's you can, because I know there's a guy who he prints Braille on his card. I saw it like a while ago, but like, you don't design a game around those kind of people, just because it's gonna be so difficult to get those people. Like, one thing, going colorblind, because colorblind is very smart to make your game colorblind friendly, just because some people have a hard time with greens and blues, or like those kind of colors, right? But going full blind, that is very difficult. That is one of those that I don't recommend trying to go full blind, you know, for design. You could. I remember at an event like years ago, I'm talking about years ago, I played a game that was made by a blind person, like for a blind person. And I thought it was very interesting. It was literally all black, and those are sounds. You would put on these you put on these headphones, and it was very sound based. So you'd walk around, and it was like a maze game. You had to like go around finding stuff. No, okay, so Mr. Ghost, especially since you're making it an RPG, right? An action RPG. I heavily recommend looking into other games that are like other stuff to give you ideas. You know, if you lock into one thing, like, oh, I'm gonna make a horror game, so I'll play horror games. That's a bad idea. You know, play other games. Play other things. If you're like making, I don't know, RPG, play a racing game. You know, play I don't know, a chess game. Play anything. VR game for, yeah, kind of. That's what it was, kind of. It was a virtual reality game, but just with headphones. It did have a screen, like I had a regular screen. It was black. Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I recommend trying other stuff if you want to make games. Because like, oh, I'm gonna make a shooting game. Like, I'm just gonna play a whole bunch of shooters. Terrible idea. You're just gonna make the same thing everyone else made. At least that's okay if you want to do that. But if you want something unique and different, play something else. You know, like literally today I was playing Splatoon, and I was talking about how I was getting me so many ideas for my own game, which is an action adventure game. And I was saying how it'd even be cool for a racing game. You know, I think Brayden, you were there when I said that'd be really cool if Splatoon did a racing game. That would be like insane, where they have this path made with ink, and then you're able to like glob it to go in different paths to make your own path. That'd be really interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it could be. I think it really could be, Mr. Ghost. And it's good to think that way. Obviously, like I've said before, you want to do I like this, I want this, and I need this. You know, like in these categories. Here, I'll put it up a little bit so you can see it, right? So these are the categories I like putting my ideas in, right? So these, I usually, when I think of an idea, I go off the bat. I'm like, okay, I like this idea. You know, here's the idea. And then maybe like a day or two, I'm like, you know what? I want this idea in my game. And then it's like, no, hold up. No, I need this idea in my game, but I never put it off the bat. I like to put it in the first category, let it sit there for a while. I go back. I'm like, is this real? Would it stay in I like, or do I want this? You know, and then from there, I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I do want this in my game. It's good enough to be wanted. And then it's like, does my game need this? Is like a big jump. It's like, if this was in my game, would my game still function? Would it be fun? Would people enjoy themselves playing my game without this? If it's not needed, then it stays in the want. It's like an extra, you know? So like, this is number one. You know, this is like the king or whatever of like the parts, like game mechanics or whatever in your game. Let's see. Mr. Ghost. Originally, it was Cold Whispers Across Realms. Yeah, see, it's like just too wordy. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, this is like marketing side, because like, you know, I work in marketing. So you have to be able to, you want to be able to yell your name or chant it. Think of it as a chant, right? So like a good example of a game, you know, you could yell Splatoon, like in repetition. You're like Splatoon, Splatoon, easy, very easy. Things you could remember, you know, or like a good one, like World of Warcraft. What happened with World of Warcraft? They did WoW. So it's wow, 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 easy. So you want something that's easy to do repetition. So Echoes of the Infinite. So it'd be E-O-I. That's kind of like tough, actually. It could be E-I if you say E-I. That's not too bad. And Brayden also. Make stickers and earrings to sell. It's actually not that bad. I use easy. Wait. Make stickers and earrings to sell. It's actually... No, I have some stuff. I do. I actually have some things on my website. I have keychains. I got some stickers. Stuff like that. Just, I don't push it too much. I don't know. Probably should push it more. I should tell you guys, buy my stuff. But no, like, someone did get something from my website. I think it's not a bad name, I think, but it's a better subtitle. You should have like a main name. I think it could be something else, you know, Echoes of Infinite. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't actually have no clue what name it could be. But you know what I'm talking about, where it's like you have something, I don't know, like Pokemon, right? Pokemon Echoes of Infinite. But I think it should be something easy to say. And Brayden, yeah, I'm not going alive. It's actually not that bad. I use a sticker maker from Walmart. It's called Hello Blink. Oh, very cool. I've been to events and I've sold some of my stuff, like some keychains, some stickers. People really like my little guy Ritmond, my little shrimp. My little shrimp guy. People love him. Every time I go, people always buy him. Infinite Echoes. That sounds like Infinite Echoes doesn't sound bad, but it's not easy to chant. You know, it's like Infinite Echoes, Infinite Echo. Actually, it's not that bad. I think Infinite Echoes is better than Infinite or Echoes of Infinite. I think it's a little better. Infinite Echoes is a lot better as a name. I can see that. I-E. Yeah, that's a lot better, Mr. Ghost. That's actually like a good name. Because like, you want it to be able to be chanted. You want people to chant it, so it's easy. That means it's catchy, easy to remember. Okay, so we were going back. I know, like, hold it back. Go back into the nightmare. So like I said, these are the damage that it'll be doing every turn. We spin around, 1 damage, 2 damage, stuff like that. Brayden, yeah, one time my mom went to a convention that she went to Terra. Ooh, very cool. Yeah, I think Infinite Echoes is a lot better. I would keep that one, Mr. Ghost. Like, that's not a bad name. But yeah, what was the last event? Actually, well, I don't want to say it was a bad event, but I went to one event in Florida, because I'm in Florida. I went to one. It wasn't my scene. It was very much for people who buy and trade Pokemon. What's it called? One Piece. And I think that was mainly it. Oh, and like maybe some like baseball, like football. It was mainly Pokemon though. A lot of people didn't even know what I was doing there. You know, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, making my own game." I got a few people who were very interested. They thought it was very cool. But other than that, it was kind of... Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in the basis of advertising, it's easier to remember if you could chant it. If you could chant the name, it's very marketable. Horror Craft. Ooh, I'll have to check that out, Brayden. What did she do? What kind of stuff does your mom do? I'm kind of curious because I love art. You know I do. I love art. all kinds of art. So I'm like an art nerd, I would say, or design nerd. I think like anything artsy, games. I love all of that stuff so much. I really do. Like I'm like anything that's like could be passionate. It drives me crazy. I'm like, oh my god, I need to see this. I need to be around these people who are so passionate. But okay, so we're gonna jump in. So one thing I'm not sure about when I was thinking. So what do you guys think? Do you like the name down here or the name up top? Because I think it could get a little cluttered, right? Also, one thing the nightmares will not have moves. They'll have passives. See, they'll have passive abilities, but they will not have the actual moves. They won't have energy action moves because they just rotate to do their actions. I mean, I like talking to you guys too. I think it's really fun. That's so cool, Brayden. I like that. I'll have to check her out. I'm not like super into horror stuff, but I'll still check it out. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. Let's see. Okay, like I said. So I was thinking, not sure what do you guys think visually, right? Visually, what do you guys like more? Do you like the name of, because I was thinking since the space wise, we're not gonna have a lot of space. Like we're gonna have we're not gonna have moves. So I'm thinking like maybe we could do the name here. Name and then ability. Or passive ability, right? Ability. Passive. Right? And then we'll have the creature here. Mr. Ghost. That's why I liked. Oh wait. And there's a reason why it's called that. Oh, I did not know that. And Brayden, not going to lie, she's really cool. I mean, sounds like you got a cool mom, Brayden. That is really nice. I'll definitely check it out. I will check it out. I always check out stuff that you guys send me. Oh, I do remember that you said the characters can be possessed, which is cool concept. But yeah, I'm thinking something like this, and then I'm thinking what it could be, because I was thinking like a vampire, right? A fun vampire concept. I'm not sure if it would be the nightmare or the fractions. So the concept I'm thinking is for the ability, it'll be like just like 1 damage, but like taking 1 damage is like a heal on the front row. So what would take 1 HP from front zone. That's what I'm thinking the ability could be. What do you guys think? Does that sound nice for like a vampire? And then the health, obviously, I think like a 20. Something like that would be really nice. I'll read that in a moment. I know you guys said something. I'll do like, wait, this one. I think something like that, like 20 would be nice. Let's see, do you remember? Yeah. Oh, you modified the idea. Oh, how so? How did you modify the idea? Like, I'm actually a little curious. So this is one thing. I don't know what you guys think, right? I do want to ask. Do you think the bosses should be part of the speed, or should they always be last? Because that was one thing I was kind of like in between. Should they have their own speed, or should they always be last in the action, like turn action? You know? Mr. Ghost, characters are no longer possessed. They are teleported into a pocket dimension, and a clone is made with their abilities, aka echoes. Ooh, okay. Oh, kind of like Smash Brothers with echoes, with echo fighters. I kind of get with like the echo thing. So they're just like, it's like a mirror world. Oh, are you gonna do like a shattered mirror? Because that'd be really cool, like visually. You know, where like there's like shards of a mirror. That'd be really pretty. If you went in that direction. I don't know if you are, but I was just thinking that kind of sounds cool. At least I think it's cool. But no, okay, so I was gonna jump in back into this. What do you guys think? Do you think, like for you, would you want the boss to always go last at the end of the turn? Or should the boss have their own speed? Echoes are weaker. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Echoes would be weaker than originals. I do like that. That's kind of why I said mine's, nightmares and fragments. So fragments are weaker nightmares. But echoes, I like echoes. Echoes sound good. It sounds like a fun, like I said, like a fun copy, a fun way of saying a copy or a clone. And them being weaker works canonically. Oh, okay. So they're a lot weaker. Then, so how are you doing the echoes? I'm actually kind of curious now, Mr. Ghost. So when you're saying an echo, because they're so much weaker, what would be the challenge of battling an echo if they are weaker? Or are they just like, are those just like the regular enemies? If echoes are regular enemies, then that's fine. If they're just like mobs, which is a concept I actually kind of want to do a video on, talking about like, what's it called? Like smashers and enforcers, stuff like that. I kind of want to talk about that in a video about like game design. I think it'd be kind of cool. Not sure though. I'll see. I'll see how that goes. But no, like what would be the challenge though, Mr. Ghost, with an echo? Is there like a bunch of them? Is that what it is? Because that could be fun too. Instead of just like a 1v1, it's like 1v5. So it's 5 clones of yourself. That could be really busted and annoying, but like in a fun way. But no, like going back, what do you guys think for the nightmare? Should it have its own speed? Or should it just be go last always? Because I think having its own speed would be interesting, because then it like argues like, oh, okay, like I also have to think of outspeeding the boss. Fragments would not. Fragments, I don't think they would. Would they have speed? I'm not sure. Maybe they should. Because fragments don't, they just like, they don't rotate. I think that could be interesting. They just like do whatever they're going to do. So I'm not sure what to do for that. I think let's go with the speed for now. Right? Let's just do like a speed. Let's just add that for now, temporarily. Not stress about it. And let's give her like maybe. She's like let's call her Queen of Shadows. She's like a vampire. Vampire. And then Braden also, I have a photo incoming. Ooh, I'll check that out in a moment. Mr. Ghost, echoes can use the special abilities faster than the original character can. Oh, so they have what? So like they like actions you're talking about? So they have they use less mana to do abilities. That's interesting concept actually. I kind of like that. Yeah, I'll check that out in a moment then, Braden. But that is interesting concept, making them faster. I never thought of that. So making it like, yes, they're weaker, but they take less time. Yeah, no worries, Braden. You're allowed to send stuff. You can be like, hey, I sent something, and I'll check it out. But yeah, so I'm thinking Queen of Shadows. She's gonna be like a vampire type character. The name will be down here. I think that will be with the passive ability. Well, I think a 1-2 would be good. So she's just like a 1 damage, then a 2, a 1 and 2, 1 2 1 2 1 2, and it's like a constant. Obviously, every turn, just like to warm it up. I think it's not too bad. It's not like busted. Obviously, we'll tweak it as we figure it out, as we do the playtesting part of the game. It's really funny. All right, let me check it out. Did you already send it? Where'd you put it? Plus, they have no emotions. They're like zombies. Ooh, zombies. Oh, it's so cute. When you have a chill day. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. I like that. That was very cute. Let me put a little heart on this. Thank you. But I like the concept, Mr. Ghost. So they're like consistent echoes. Yeah, I checked. I saw it. I liked it. Well, no, I was saying if you put it on in the disc, like the Delirium Plus channel, or am I direct the Oni Boi one? That's what I was asking. Okay, so I want to, now that we I think kind of got the concept, right? I want to do like maybe like a doodle of what she's gonna look like. Yeah, let's do like a little doodle what she's gonna look like. Hide these a little bit. I'm gonna lock those. And then I'm thinking, let's just play with like kind of what I have like something in my mind. I'm like, okay, I have something in my mind that I want to play with. Because we still got time. I'm like, I'm not gonna like leave out of nowhere. And then Alan, sorry, I was gone. There was a lizard. You got a lizard in your tub. Was he using all the soap? Was the lizard using all the soap? Then they get really sleepy when they have like soap on them. There was a lizard jumped into my sink once, and he got all like sleepy. I'm like, oh, poor thing. So I was making sure he was okay, because I know some lizards breathe through their skin, you know. So like the soap was like poisonous to them, or semi-poisonous. Mr. Ghost, if a character is destroyed by an echo, he's also turned into. Oh, that's interesting. That'd be really sad then. Because then you'd have to like, oh, you lose your character. Is it permadeath? Is that what you're going with your game? And then Brayden, thank you, I made it from Canva and Axie. Wait, I don't know how to describe it. Now the only poison thing is B. Who's B? And then Brayden, also there's a thing for Animal Crossing New Horizons called Nukazoon, is where you get to trade bells and nuke miles tickets for basically anything. You know, that is one game I always wanted to try out. I think they're so like Animal Crossing is so cool, and probably why I'm gonna get Pokopia. Pokopia is probably going to be one of those games I'm gonna play for sure, just because it looks like Animal Crossing and it's like Pokemon IP, which I do like Pokemon. So I'm probably gonna do that. Like I don't know if I'd stream it, but I'm definitely gonna get it. I'll put it on the list for streaming. I think that could be fun. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. And then Mr. Ghost. Oh, so echoes are smaller by a level. If Ghost is a level 2. That is an interesting concept, Mr. Ghost. Alan, Black Widow and snakes. Ooh, you should definitely try it out. It's really fun. And you can create your own island. Yeah, sometimes I think I'm going to do that with Pokopia. Only the soul, Mr. Ghost, only a Soul Eater. One of the 3 main bosses can steal a permanent. Oh, that sounds like it could be really fun and kind of messed up if people get really sad. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's do like a doodle, right? Okay, I'm thinking she's gonna be like this. Obviously, I'm gonna change up her pose, of course. Thinking maybe like she could be like this, kind of like arm out. We could do kind of like a really cool oh, you know what this could be? Her hair, like a shadowy hair. Ooh, that could be cool. He's like, I have like this image in my mind. It's like this kind of like just like shadows, you know. I don't know, actually no, maybe the something like that. And then have like these were like kind of like bats, right? And these actually, we could even like make some fragments of the bats. That could be kind of cool too, right? And then let's give her like a crown. That's what I'm thinking, like a crown of like shadows or something. I think this could be like a really fun concept. I guess can't really see her. Or could, well, yeah, let's leave it like that. Obviously, like, would make it smaller. I'm just like thinking of like the concept of what it would be like. Should be like in here to something like that. I'm like looking, maybe, Hold on, I'm gonna like stretch it out. He's I don't mind stretching her out a little bit just to play with the concept a little bit. Ew, no, I don't like that. Oh, you know what it could do? We could stretch out the hair. That's what I'm thinking. Let me read. I'm gonna read you guys in a moment. See, I'm thinking like the hair will be like alive. You know, like kind of like going out like this. Ooh, that could be really fun. They're almost like wings. That's what I'm like. I think that's what I was going with. Like visually in my mind, I was thinking like she kind of like almost like a cape, but made of hair. Right? Kind of like this thing going on. Yeah, let's get rid of the bats, just temporarily. I'm gonna get rid of these bats. These bats are not really doing anything for me. I'm thinking like that, like this. Yeah, maybe like something like that where she's kind of like laid out. And then let's do. Should I give her like a dress? Maybe not a dress, but like a kind of like a warrior dress thing. Oh, I actually really like this concept. Now that like I'm playing with it. And then like we add the bats or something. Just like to fill in some space. And then we would make some fragments for the bats too. Maybe not. Actually, no. Maybe it just would be like dark magic. Right? Kind of like this. I think that could be kind of like a fun concept. Like her hands, kind of like this. I know you guys were writing some stuff. I have not read it. I was just like thinking of how this character would work. Something like that. And then having this leg kind of like that. Ooh, okay, yes. I think this is like a fun concept, what it would look like. All right, let me check out what you guys said. I know I missed a bunch. Let's see. Mr. Ghost and the mini boss. Really? You'd want the mini bosses also to take it down. Okay. Brayden, not going to lie. If you could invite me to... Wait, invite me. That would be great because trust me, I love Animal Crossing. And I can't even describe it how much I love it. Yeah, I think Animal Crossing is such a good game. Like I've seen it. I've seen a lot of it and I've tried a little bit. But I've just never got like into it. You know what I'm talking about? Like I think it's one of those games that if I did get into it, it'd probably become like a Second Life game. You know what I mean? Like one of those games you do it every day. It becomes part of your life. Not going to lie, if you can invite me, it would be great. Trust it. Yeah. That's what, like, if I played it, I would definitely. Like I said, I think the Pokopia I might play. I have to see. Not sure. I might want to do that. Mr. Ghost, to bring a character back to Echo's back, the Echo must be defeated if it's not the two main bosses. Like mini bosses can control your character until the end. Oh. There'll be like 2 to 4 mini bosses that can do this. Oh, that'd be interesting. So they're like characters that can steal your team in a way. So they possess them. So you have to defeat them to get them back. That is actually a really fun concept. Like not even joking, that is fun because I'm not even joking. I made like a video, I recorded it, I haven't finished it. But there's like a thing I was talking about in Pokemon, the evil teams should do there should be like one of the missions that the evil team should steal your strongest Pokemon on your team, and then you have to get it back. So I thought that would be like a fun thing, but I like yours a lot, where it's like if they defeat you, then you have to try to get them back. But then you have to make it so it's very difficult. You have to like purposely make it so like you know what I would do just so it feels fair, Mr. Ghost? Make it so it's very like situational. Not so much that like how can I say it? Not so much like they're busted, but make it so like maybe they're immune to fire or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like, the only way you could defeat them is with water. So like you're like, oh wait, I have to like readjust my team to go after these guys. Something like that could be really fun. So it feels justified that you lost. You're like, oh, I was not ready for this enemy that is prepared for me. You know what I'm talking about? I think that could be really cool if you worked it that way. So it's not a big deal you lost. You're like, oh no, I lost, but I have to go back. In Brayden, also, there's a game called Pico that's really cool. It's about cats, and you get to build your own house, basically do anything. Oh, it's called Pakoi? I don't think I've heard though. That one, could you put it in the gaming section? In the Delirium, you know, the Delirium channel? I'd love if you put it, like, you guys could share games too. You guys don't really use it too much, but I'd love you if you guys did more. It's the same word, it's just basically spelled different. Okay. That sounds really interesting. Like, it sounds like something I would be into. But okay, let's do, like I said, this obviously should be like this. These are like hair. Like, I'm thinking like shadowy hair for her. Yeah, something like that. These are like clumps, right? Would I want it like that instead? Yeah, I think something like that. She's like very dark. This will be like a dark, like I said, this would be like a vampire. The Queen of the Shadows kind of type character. Be all very dark. I think this will be like, what do you guys think for the concept for the first nightmare we're gonna have in this game? Or like looking like, obviously I'd probably do like a better pose. I'm thinking maybe like more like this, more like an elegant pose. Yeah, I think something like that could be fun, where she doesn't like actually consider you a threat or the player a threat. Because I do, obviously there will be some that are more monstrous, but I think this will be a good intro as well. You know, I think this would be like a fun concept for the nightmare. What do you think? What do you guys think? Which one? How much is it? This? No. Yeah, the Queen of the Shadows. The name would be down here. I'll do that. I'll do, what could I do? Something like this. Right, so something like this, like that, just so we could get it down, like the concept. Right, obviously this would not be there. Let me check with the chat. Actually, let me look at Instagram. Instagram, you're good. You're not doing nothing. An alien invasion. POV off-brand Pokemon cards. Kind of. A little bit. Like, think Pokemon, but remove the energies, okay? You remove the energies and then add rotations. So it's like Light Seekers. I don't know if you've played Light Seekers Invasion or Alien. And then add instead of the goal of the game taking out the 6 cards or collecting the 6 cards, the goal of the game is to take out this boss in the middle, like a legendary. Think of it like if Pokemon had raids in the TCG, right? So it's like this big powerful card in the middle that attacks just by going, like every turn it rotates. So like one turn does 1 damage, other turn does 2 damage, and also has passive abilities. So like I said, it has some elements of Pokemon. It is very basic, but it's 2v2 instead of a 1v1. You know, because Pokemon has 1v1, but this one you have 2 characters on the field, and then you also have to deal with a boss type character. I haven't seen any TCGs do this, but I have seen it in like board games. I've seen it in like tabletop games, stuff like that, where you'll see a boss type character that like nobody controls, it just like automatically plays by itself. but I don't think I've seen any TCGs do it. If you know any, please tell me. I would love to check them out just to get ideas. You know, I am very open to looking at other concepts. And also, are there any video games like that? No, there is one. There was one, I tried it. It's like a Viking game. I don't know if you ever played it. So it's like this game where one player plays as a monster, and then the other players are Vikings. And it's kind of like a party game where like everyone has to take out the monster and you see who wins. So it's like the Viking team wins, but it's like an MVP who did the most damage. Think of it like that. But instead of like, oh, the Viking and monster team, it's like the monster, Viking, and, you know, samurai team, for example. Right? So it's like, who's going to win? Is it the Viking or the samurai, or is it going to be the monster? So like the Viking and the samurai would have to fight against the monster to win because they're not strong enough to beat the monster alone. That's the concept I want in this game. So we're probably gonna have to like play test it a lot and see how strong the nightmares have to be. But either way, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today. I had a wonderful day today. It was very nice. I have like I said, I'm not like sick, but I'm feeling a little off, not 100%, but I had a wonderful day hanging out with you guys. Talking about game design is literally my favorite thing. I can't wait until maybe in the near future I could do like a what's it called, like a collab or something with somebody. I was talking with Kaiju wait, oh my god, I'm so bad at this name. Is Kaiju I forget their name of the game. I'm so sorry. But they're making a fun game. It's like Kaiju Ketsugo. There it is. Kaiju Ketsugo. We were talking not that long ago about maybe doing like a stream together or something. But we have to see what days he's available, what days I'm available. And I would love to do that. Just talking about game design would be so good. And I think tabletop, you know, like cards is the best way to get into like, you know, paper design is the best way to talk about game design. It's away from the mechanism, about the engine. It's just like full-on game. Alan, today I'm going to do all my power to try re-downloading Discord. Oh, yeah, you should. I mean, you don't have to. You know, it's not like obligation. But I know a lot of people have fun hanging out, chatting with Discord. I'm not like super in the Discord. I try to be. I try to like check out. I always look at what you guys post for sure. If you guys send something on the Discord in like the art section, I definitely look at it. In the self-promotions, I usually do. I'll check it out too. I try my best. I know like Mr. Ghost has been streaming, which is wonderful. You know, I love it. I don't get to watch all of them, but I do catch a few. Sometimes I lurk. I'll be like working, I just lurk. But either way, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day, Alan. Alien Invasion, Splat Braden, OG Mr. Ghost. I know Warden was here earlier. Golden was also here. I don't know if you're just hanging out. Who else? Let me see. I like to check. I like to say goodbye to everybody who actually says anything. Yeah, it was Golden Mindset. You were here, right? I knew you were. Who else? Is that everyone who said anything? I like to make sure. I like to triple check. But yes, I am out of here. I think, let me check on the Instagram. Nobody said anything on Instagram. The Twitch, I mean, that was you, Braden. And I think that's it. I'm out of here. Hope you all have a wonderful day. See you next time. Goodbye.